Okay, here we go. So, hey you guys, my name is Christina Rios, and I am so excited to be hosting this call. I was honored to be asked to really follow in our leaders' footsteps. So Michaela Peterson and Michelle Pitto, they usually run this, and it's just something that's evolved from within our team because we're so excited about our mission and this freedom project. And so I'm just going to dive right in. That way you guys can kind of get to know me as I'm talking. But someone asked me today, what is this freedom project? And so it was kind of fun to think about it. And I went back and just looked at the definition of freedom and project, and just think about these words as you're listening and how this can apply to your life. But freedom is the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. And a project, which had many definitions, but I just picked the one that was most applicable to us, a specific plan or design to do something. And so I went one step further and I looked at design, and a design is something that you create a plan with a specific purpose or intention in mind. And so tonight we are just here to share with you our intention tonight is really just to share what freedom is for us, and what joining an incredible company has done for our families. And each one of our journeys and stories are individual and specific to us, but we get so inspired by hearing other people's stories. So this whole entire group of people, mission-minded people, heart-driven people, are brought to you by these little amazing capsules. So about 6 years ago, I was introduced to this amazing product, and I had no idea that something like this small was going to change my life. See these little capsules? This was the introduction into the world of nutrition, and something that I didn't know I needed in my body and my family's body. And I was pregnant at the time, and I had a really rough pregnancy. And so when I was introduced to Juice Plus, it totally made sense because I wasn't getting enough fruits and vegetables. My family wasn't getting enough fruits and vegetables. We ate out of a box. I mean, I was very square. I ate out of a box, very in the box thinking. And so being introduced to Juice Plus has opened up given us freedom in our health, because I'm much more confident that my kids are getting the nutrition that they need on a daily basis, because I try my hardest to get them to eat fruits and vegetables, but that is a struggle right there. And I'm sure anyone who has young kids can relate. And then it's really given us freedom in my husband's health, because he struggled with allergies pretty much his entire life. And he felt very trapped and living in his home, or like trapped inside of our house, because if he went outside for very long, he would get attacked by all the allergens in the air and have to, mitigate them with allergy medication. And so now that he has gotten rid of all those medications, he has that freedom to choose when he wants to go outside and play with kids, and that's been so powerful. So I'm going to share a little bit more after I get to introduce these two lovely ladies. I am just going to try and mute everybody because I hear a little bit of background sounds. Or if you can, just mute yourself out, because I don't know how to do that. I'm still getting used to this Zoom thing. So I'm so excited. Jess, will you share with us just what freedom means to you and your journey so far into this with this company?
Okay. You want me to start freedom first or
company? Sorry, babe, I couldn't hear you. What?
Freedom first or
company?
Okay. So I don't know about you, but my name's Jess, and I have two little girls, and my husband and I have been married for 5 years. And I don't know if you know this, but kids are very expensive. And so for freedom, that looks like for me is just not being able to worry about what is coming in, bills, where we're getting money for groceries, how we're paying for diapers, and kind of the list goes on. And so just being able to take care of the things that we need to take care of as parents, as husband and wife, with our home, and also being able to enjoy our life as well. I feel like there are so many people in my life and myself including, we are at our max capacity. We are busy. There's a lot coming in. There's a lot of stuff to do. And so I just want freedom to be able to do the things that I want to do with my family, to be able to take care of the things that I need to take care of, and to enjoy this life, because we are called to be free and we are called to be to live abundantly. And so that is just what freedom looks like for me. I've been on this journey with Juice Plus for about 3 years, and I originally hopped on the product because I absolutely saw the benefit of juicing and getting lots of fruits and vegetables in my system, but I really didn't have the time or money or patience to juice. So I found Juice Plus and I got it, and I became a distributor right away to be able to break down the cost of my own order. Within the first couple months, we saw things very fast, and I was able to get off of ADD medicine that I'd been on for 10 years. My acne had cleared up. I had mental fog and just depression from postpartum depression from my first daughter. My husband's psoriasis cleared up, and my daughter had a blocked tear ducts for when she was born. And then we were supposed to have surgery on it, and we were able to cancel the surgery because we were able to put the Juice Plus capsules in her bottle, and within 4 months it cleared. So we saw results right away, and our bodies just clung to the nutrition. And fast forward, we started trying to have another baby, and we weren't able to. We lost a baby, and we just had a really hard time. And I was going to doctors, and I was kind of still dealing with my postpartum depression and just not sure why I was feeling the way I was feeling. And I took my health in my own hands, and I really started to hone in on that. I was able to get pregnant. And when I got pregnant and had my baby, I ended up rupturing my uterus, and I got rushed into emergency surgeries. It was very scary for my family. And when I got out of the surgeries, my doctors came to me and said that you obviously ruptured your uterus, but we know why. You had an infection on your uterus for 2 years, and that's why your uterus ruptured. However, the good news was that because I was flooding my body with fruits and vegetables, my body knew exactly what to do with that sitting inside of me. So my body actually encapsulated the infection, making my pregnancy possible, making it safe. There was nothing that happened for me or my baby with this infection, which that is extremely rare. And they just said they all credit it to a strong immune system. And it's funny because one of our biggest studies with Juice Plus is our immune health and how much fruits and vegetables do and improve our immune system. So that's been our story. The more we've been on the product, every year it gets better and better as our blood and cells and skins renew every year. So yeah, that was our story.
That's awesome, Jess. I really heard you say or feel that peace of mind that you were doing everything you possibly could for your body, and it was being fueled. And I wanted to do this earlier, but I totally forgot. But wouldn't you say that this was like the gift of health, just our package and a big red bow, because someone was generous enough to share what Juice Plus is with you, and now you get to pay that forward and do it some more. So I think that gives us so much more freedom in choosing what we want to do with our life, like you were saying, just that life of abundance and really blessing other people because we've been blessed. Mm-hmm. And that's really how I see this this package.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
I'm so excited to have another friend of mine share her journey. So Jen, come on and just share with us, and just so you guys know, I tried not to prep them too much. This is a night of authenticity. So I'm asking them now to share, just what's on their heart, because that makes it so much more real. So, but Jen, just share with us what this journey with Juice Plus has been like, and how this has really introduced like a life of freedom for you.
Right. So I think that's the one thing that actually attracted me to this new lifestyle and Juice Plus, primarily the business, because we've always had to really figure out when we wanted to do something. And it was like a huge deal, right? If you wanted to go take off and go on a trip or, take 10 days off. And, my husband's been in law enforcement for the past 11 years, and it's always been so centered around that. And just being able to pick this business up, it's just been amazing to just think like, hey, like, we want to do this trip. My husband's kind of at the point now to where he can take more time off, which opens things up. But then the Juice Plus, the extra income that's just been effortless, has been able to open this new door for us lately. And it's just been amazing to just not really have to think too hard about it anymore and be like, bam, we can do that. Cool. Like, let's go. So I think freedom for us is more so just being able to pick up and do what you want to do when you want to do it, and along with that comes that extra, dollar sign, which is, just great. Dollar sign in the pocket, not really going out, but kind of in the pocket to where you have it, to where you can spend it and kind of just be, more free and just a little bit more open to doing it rather than closed off. No, we can't do that. So this business has just been so amazing along with the product. Again, I go back about 6 years ago when the product was introduced to me by Christina. Yes, we used together in the hospital setting, both being therapists by trade, and both being really into the gym and really into our family and our children, and really wanting to make sure that they're getting the right things, just like what we're worried about, getting the right things into our own body. We really care about the family. So I got on the product immediately because I was very good friends with Christina. I trusted her. She was into the same things. I didn't research it much at that time, but I got on the product about 6 years ago. I was postpartum. I think I was about 10 months postpartum, and I was prepping for my first bodybuilding show. So I was really blessed to actually have the flood of all the micronutrients, working in the hospitals and having a really big plate I always had everything on my plate, and it was a huge plate, right? So I didn't want to start the business right away. I was a therapist. I was working full time. My husband was gone majority of the week, working an hour and a half away from where we were in Sacramento at the time. And I didn't know how easy it was. So I just kind of passed it up at that time and loved the product. I can't even remember when I got sick trying to hold down with my daughter and my husband being gone and all of our animals and our property, and working a lot in the hospitals and being around schools and in the gym. I stayed strong. I powered through my workouts. I placed really high in my first competition and got super addicted to it. At that time, I did not know how beneficial those micronutrients were to my body because there was no sugar and no carbs in the capsules, but I was still getting all of those phytonutrients that your body is just screaming for. I don't care if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to prep for a bodybuilding show or a UFC fight, or if you're, just whatever goal you're trying to do, you usually do not get enough of those micronutrients in you. So these little capsules were like gold, and I really had no idea at that time. Fast forward a couple years, I ran into some issues and we had to stop the product. And if I would have known what I know now, I would have stopped doing, my nails and my hair, and I would have just been buying the capsules. So anyways, that's another story. I was off of it only for probably maybe like a year and a half. And I wanted a huge life change, and so did my husband. We wanted to see each other more. We wanted more than just pass the kids and the keys and work super, super hard to where we couldn't enjoy what we had. And I'll probably never have that estate again that I had at that time. I don't know, never say never, but it took a lot and a lot of actual work to have that and not really be able to enjoy it. So for us, we made the life change. My husband decided to sell everything. We sold 95% of the stuff out of our 4,000 square foot home, workbenches, horses, chickens, you name it, on a 3-acre property. And it took a little bit of talking to me to get me to agree to do this. Because if you were asked, hey, do you want to just sell everything and travel and, just pick up and go? what was embedded into my mind growing up was a little bit different than my husband. So that was a very hard thing for me to get over and just be like, hey, all right, fine, let's do it. Let's put everything up for sale and let's go. So our house sold in 3 months, and we sold like 90% of my furniture out of the house. And at that time, we did have 2 children. So I did have 1 Juice Plus baby, and that was my second boy, and his name is Wyatt. He's almost 5 now. And it was an amazing thing to just watch this baby and be so healthy and almost 9 pounds, going through all of this stress, right? The stress with like the house, the finances, the work, the working out, everything. So at that time we had 2 babies. We picked up, we left Sacramento area. That was 2 years ago. And we came closer to the Bay Area. We picked up sailing, went through and got all of our certs in an accelerated program out in Berkeley. We moved on to a boat 6 months later, and with the 2 kids, and we were prepping to get ready to take off for the trip. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm a therapist. I'm working my butt off, and we're trying to save, and we want to take off and take a trip for about a year. And we want to go cruise the BVIs and go through the Panama Canal. And at that time, I had been watching Christina. I stayed friends with her, and I was just watching on Facebook and Instagram thinking like, gosh, she's doing amazing. Like, she's not doing PT work anymore. She looks so happy. The whole family is following the mission. Okay, I need to pop back on this bandwagon. I felt like I needed the business in my life because I had also found out that I was pregnant with our third. And that really switched my perspective on things at that time, getting ready to take off for a year on a boat. And I felt the business would just benefit me in every way at that time, which it did, because now I'm working maybe, 10 hours every 3 months as a speech therapist now, and I'm a full-time, stay-at-home mommy with 3 kids and Juice Plus, and we're not on the boat anymore. We're actually in a home pretty close to where we had our boat area, and we're kind of like on another plan to where we're trying to make this work, and I see it working, and my husband has been very excited about it lately. And it's really starting to open up that freedom window. And I think he's getting really excited now too, because it's becoming reality.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure, Jen. That is so huge. And what I really heard you say is just, having that ability to say yes when you want to, and have those freedom of choices now, and having a lifestyle that really fits your desires for growing your family, and teaching them life experiences that you may not be able to get in school. And for us, it's really been the community of people that have shown us how to live outside of this box, right? Freedom, there's a lot more freedom outside of our typical what I grew up with, which was go to school, get a degree, work for extended a period of time, then retire to enjoy life. And so I feel as though this Juice Plus community has given me the freedom to think outside of that. And because of that, we've been able to just say yes to different things, and be surrounded by other people that are doing the same. But what I also can relate to you about is that even we have, a degree, and we are surrounded by a lot of medical professionals, but we still have this opportunity, this freedom to use our knowledge and really affect people in a positive way, than more so than maybe we would have in that hospital setting, and in other settings that we practice our craft in. And so I think that has been such an amazing thing that opened my eyes. Again, just the little capsules, and have been an open door to that. So I would love if you guys could share with me or everyone on this call, just like what the community has, our Juice Plus community has meant to you, and how that's changed your view of freedom. Oh, I did want to say one other thing, that it wasn't until this Juice Plus community or this Juice Plus business and the company that I really started to understand the freedom that we have because of our military and our law enforcement. And I do want to say, because I know that there is military spouses and military veterans on this call, or that may listen in later, just thank you from the bottom of my heart, because there's so much more gratitude and understanding that I have these freedoms now because of what our servicemen and women do. So I did have to say that. So thank you for that. But Jess, would you just share, a little bit about what the community has meant for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I walked into this 3 years ago, and I was lucky because I was living in Phoenix at the time, and the conference was at Phoenix. And so it was like a month after I signed up, and I was able to meet everyone right away. And I definitely was not expecting that walking into this. That's actually the last thing I was expecting. And now, fast forward 3 years later, my whole like group of people of who I hang out with and who I prefer to be around with has completely switched. And I'm just so grateful because we've been through a lot of stuff within the last 3 years and a lot of trials. And I've had my Juice Plus family with me every single step of the way, while other friends and family have fallen off. And they are some of the most loyal people you'll ever meet. And I know that if I need anything, I can get on Voxer and I can have someone to talk to, or if I need a favor, or if I need grow lights for a presentation, I can borrow grow lights. Whatever it is, I know that my needs will be met. And that longing for people around me, I feel like we all desire to have people around us that love us and love us for exactly who we are and who we are made to be, and not trying to change us or fix us, but having people around you that just accept you for who you are and pull out your strengths whenever you can't see it. It was huge for me when I was going through everything. And so I'm forever grateful, and I'm so excited to be able to share obviously the business and the product with people, but the community. I feel like in such a high technology world with social media, people are longing to be loved and longing for connection and face-to-face conversations. And I have that to offer them. And so that just makes me so excited for the future and what my future team looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you nailed that. I get so much more excited now about our community. And I shared this on the call before, but sometimes it feels like when people don't know who we are, that they think it's too good to be true. And then there's got to be something false about who we are. The longer you stick around, the more real it becomes. And that's just like the best part about what we do, is just loving people where they're at. So thanks. And I did want to, we have just a couple more minutes. If anyone else, Jen, I want you to share too, but if anyone else wants to share, what this community means to them, that would be awesome. If not, no worries, and we'll just wrap up right after. Go ahead, Jen, you can share.
I know. Anybody else? Come on, going one.
I know.
I think what Jess said. Yeah, no, that was awesome. I mean, I feel exactly the same. I mean, with the whole community and with the whole it's too good to be true thing, I mean, it kind of, it's so true, but it's so hard to believe at first, because you're watching this and everybody's just so like-minded and so happy and excited with what they're doing every day. But honestly, I've got it. I mean, I've got it going on now. And to talk to all these other people that want to be doing what I'm doing today in some other part of the state or, the country, it's so powerful, you guys. It's awesome. And just to have the power of Voxer and all the communication tools with this connection with us, it feels like everybody so well. And when you meet them in person, and I just went to conference for my first time. It was so powerful because it's real. It's there. It's, what we have and what we can utilize it works. It's important. So why not just go ahead and jump on for a little bit and kind of see what it's all about. And everybody does it in their own way. And you find your groove, and it's an awesome groove. And if you keep that momentum, you just start sailing faster. And I'm talking sailing. Oh my God. He doesn't really want to go sailing. But
Pun,
yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah, it's great. So, yeah, I don't know. Anything else, Chris?
No, that was awesome.
Can
That
I
was really
piggyback
good.
off of you, Jen?
Yeah.
What was that?
I just want to piggyback off of what Jen said for the whole too good to be true. Christina, you said it too. For a long time, for probably like the first 2 years of the business, I hate to admit this, but I was looking for something. Like I would show up to, I obviously loved everyone, loved meeting the whole thing. But I'm like, this is way too good to be true. This is like, I did not believe it because I'm like, are you kidding? I have all of these new friends. They all love me. They all see all of these great things inside of me that I don't even see. And so I spent a lot of time wasting looking for the wrong thing, like looking for a fault, looking for and I will fully admit that now. And it's a waste of time. And I could have been growing my business and helping people. And so, yeah, it really is too good. If you think it's too good to be true, it's just really that. It is too good.
Yeah.
Christina?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add one thing that I've just been thinking of as you guys are talking, because I think of all you guys as like my daughters, the top 2 here or 3 up here. But what's so amazing to me about this culture after being in this business now for almost 9 years is that the more successful people are in the business, the more humble they become. And it's like you have this group and this tribe around you that's so caring and thoughtful, but even the top leaders above you that are helping you and, going out of their way, doing everything for you so that you're successful, their humbleness is amazing in this business. And you never would have expected that ever.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing culture.
It is. It's so true. And that is such a good reminder because it's not like get to the top and see you later, like maybe a corporate job might be, or if you're familiar with any kind of corporations, that there really isn't a lot of help available and that desire to really want to serve people because there is a lot of pressure. And so in this environment, we really want to see other people thrive. And as we do, we get to we have success as well. And one other thing that I always love when people share is because I have some, issues about sometimes making money, but the more people we help, or the more our paycheck goes up, I kind of get this wrong every time, but the more our paycheck goes up, the more people we help and vice versa. And so it is a direct reflection of the more people we can affect in a positive way. And that is amazing. So it looks like Clayton has something to say. You are more than welcome.
Hi, everybody. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. So I am brand new and I haven't even tried Juice Plus, but I wanted to kind of piggyback off what Kim just said, which kind of keeps me, what brought me here and then also keeps me motivated is that, the biggest thing that I think us as a society as a whole is trust, and trusting things, just like Jessica was saying, with something that's too good to be true, it probably is. We have poisoned our own selves by thinking these things and putting limitations on ourselves. And what I've shared with Jen is that I've noticed, being somebody that used to think that way, and there's still skepticism for me feeling that way too, but I truly believe that we have to break past that because there has to be something better. And health and fitness we can't ignore. From how Jen used to know me in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I was one of the skinniest kids out there. And it wasn't until after the military service where I really learned what health and fitness meant. And it's more than just looking good or, doing something like lifting heavy weights or whatever your goal might be. It becomes a lifestyle. And just sharing again what Kim said, that whole trust, that bond that you build with people, I think that holds a whole hell of a lot of weight, way more than what a product can bring. I think that's the byproduct of the community that you're building. And if it wasn't for me knowing Jen or also Christina Beardsley for so long, I wouldn't even be on this call today. So I think that's really important. I'm glad that it's recognized within this group and this community already. It keeps motivation going. So I wanted to share that.
That is awesome. Thanks, Clayton. You fit right in already, dude. dealing with this. Okay, you guys. So unless there's anyone else that wants to share, I really enjoyed our time together tonight. Thank you so much, Jess and Jen, for taking time to share. And I look forward to doing this. We do this every week on Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Adjust for across the nation. I think it's 9 p.m. Central time. But come back and join us next week and bring some friends. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Christina.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night, you guys.
Good night.
Night, everybody.
Okay, I'm trying to stop the recording. No, it's not working. What? There it goes.